Hi, welcome to our Facebook live chat. My name is Kara Tugas and I'm a recruiter here at Schneider. You may have remembered me from our last Facebook Live event that we had. I am actually a military recruiter here at Schneider, but the process that we follow is very similar to a program that we have for our future hire program, and that is something that Lance specializes in. So he'll go ahead and describe a little more information for you about that.
Hello everyone, my name is Lance, and as Kara mentioned, I work with the Future Hire program. So my specific role here with Schneider is to work with candidates who are just starting their truck driving career, kind of pursuing a truck driving opportunity and going through school and learning about the industry itself. We have a team of recruiters here with Schneider who specialize in this area. Military is very similar in that they can work with candidates who are going through the same process and trying to figure out the best way to get their CDL and start their truck driving career. We have a lot on tap here for you today. Please check out our video and just feel free to question. We're going to answer as many questions as we can, but we're just going to run through our agenda here and answer some of the questions that you may have as they roll in here. So just kind of keep in touch with our live feed and our comments, and we'll keep up with you as much as we can. So first on tap, just some topics we wanted to cover. How do you get into school, and where are the schools that you can enroll in? So the number one option is to look into some local school options that may be available to you in your area. A lot of technical colleges, a lot of two-year colleges have truck driving programs, as well as there are many specific just truck driving schools themselves. So you can definitely pursue some local opportunities in your area, kind of looking into seeing what fits best for you. Many schools have weekend classes, night classes, weekday classes. Typically, there are many options available, especially for those of you who are working full-time and just looking to change careers.
Schools range as a time frame, like Lance said, depending on how often that you go. Full-time courses range anywhere, I would say anywhere between typically about a 3 to 6 long course. There are part-time programs, like Lance said, that if you are needing to stay where you're at your current job, and go part-time, so something along the weekends or night classes, those last anywhere, I would say, between 12 and 16 weeks at a time.
We also have some areas that we work with here with Schneider, some states, I should say, throughout the country. We do offer what we call a paid CDL training program. So in many states throughout the country, we have actually partnered with schools and contracted with them. It's over 40 schools that we work with, that you can go to school and Schneider will cover that cost for you to get your CDL. So if many of you are wondering, well, how do I pay for school? This is an option. We have this contract training program where you can go to these schools, typically in your local area, and we will help cover that cost and get your career started.
One of the questions that we had earlier before we were actually live on this chat was a question about refresher courses. Now, some of you out there may already have your Class A CDL, but you haven't actually had driving experience or worked for a company in a while. If that is you, we do offer refresher courses here at Schneider. It's a 3-day course, and basically the idea is we want to get you into that refresher course for 3 days and then send you right off to our orientation right after that to get you started.
Mm-hmm. And those refresher courses are located in 3 different states. We have some in Texas, Minnesota, and North Carolina. And we help cover the cost of travel to get there. And we really want you guys who have your CDL but maybe don't have that truck driving experience to feel like you have an option, and you do here with Schneider. We want to help you get that, as the name refresher implies. It's just a quick refresher to help you get those skills you may have lost since you've last taken your road test or used your CDL. And again, for those of you just tuning in, my name is Lance. I work with specifically with students and new drivers who are going through school to help them kind of learn the ropes of the industry and help them find their way through their truck driving school experience.
And my name is Kara. I'm a military recruiter here. We follow very much the same process as getting military personnel in the door and getting their Class A CDL. I've been here since October.
And I started back in January of 2016, so coming up on 1.5 years here with Schneider. And I absolutely love it here. So we're going to check some questions here, folks. It looks like some of you are commenting. We're really glad to see that. Keep rolling in those questions. But as we're kind of waiting for some more questions, I'll have Kara kind of talk about, the CDL School and military-specific candidates.
Sure. Actually, one of the questions that just popped up was from Victor. Hi, Victor. We've got a Troops into Transportation program that we have partnered with. It is the CDL School. Their main location is going to be down in Miami, Florida. But there are other locations on bases throughout the U.S. as well. What we do is we help you get enrolled into that school. It is a 4-week course, and it uses your GI Bill to help cover the cost of your tuition, also your transportation there, and then as well as your room and board while you're at the school. We do have a specific number that you can call to utilize our military program. That's going to be 1-866-VETS CDL, and we can go ahead and get you set up in that process.
Right, and kind of playing off of Kara there too, I see, I think Lori, you had posted a question, or you had stated that you're looking for help with some schooling, and maybe how can we help cover that cost. So as I stated just a little while ago, we do have that contract training program for some students in certain states, so you definitely have to call a recruiter or go online to our website, schneiderjobs.com, to see if that paid tuition assistance program is available in your area. But for those of you who do not have that option, there's no need to worry. We do have other ways that we can kind of help cover your costs for schooling. So here with Schneider, we do offer tuition reimbursement up to $7,000. And we do cover that reimbursement if you've taken out a loan or paid out of your own pocket or used your GI Bill for your military veterans out there. Once we start reimbursing, we reimburse that back to you in $200 payments each month. All we need to see is some proof from your schooling, an invoice or receipt stating what you paid. And then if you took out a loan, we just need your lender information, and we can take care of all the hassle of getting in touch with your lender directly. So that's one way we can offer tuition reimbursement for you guys. There is another state program or grant program out there for those of you who need help covering the costs up front, and that's called the Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act, also known as the WIOA. So the best way to learn more about the WIOA is to go to your local career services office, get in touch with the career services counselor, and they'll let you know if you are eligible for that grant. Typically it's for people who are unemployed or underemployed, but I would definitely encourage you to check it out because it is a great way to just get your whole cost covered right up front, and then you don't even have to worry about tuition reimbursement. Everything's paid for you by the government.
A couple other questions that we have here, going back to the refresher courses. One of the questions is how much is it? And we will actually cover the cost of it for you if you go ahead and want to obtain and reuse that refresher course to get back in the door and then off to our orientation. So like I said, that's a 3-day refresher course, and we want to make it a pretty seamless process where you go to that 3-day course and then right off to orientation after that.
Mm-hmm. And we had some other questions earlier, just kind of looking from William Mosley. So hi, William. Just want to answer some of your questions here. So the first question you had posted was, is hazmat endorsement a requirement for over the road? Typically, William, it is not a requirement. The only positions that we require the hazmat endorsement are for our tanker or our bulk division or our intermodal division. Other than that, though, typically the hazmat endorsement is not a requirement. It usually just is a way to help you open up some more freight opportunities for yourself. So if you want to maximize your miles, the hazmat endorsement is definitely a great endorsement to have, but it's not a requirement. So again, if it's maybe not something you want to pursue right now, maybe you just want to get some experience under your belt, definitely something that isn't a requirement, but something that we would prefer because it does open up that freight opportunity for you. Another question, William, that you had posted was, can orientation be handled in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? We do actually have a training and orientation site in Dallas. So we do have that orientation site. It's for our van truckload division and our dedicated division. Now, with that being said, we also have other orientation sites spread throughout the country. So, for example, right there in Texas, we have tanker training in Houston. We have training in Green Bay, Wisconsin, West Memphis, Arkansas, Chicago, Illinois, Charlotte, North Carolina, Indianapolis, Indiana, and the list goes on and on. Our goal would be once you finish school and you get that CDL license, we're going to get you into one of our orientation and training sites, and we're going to make it as convenient for you and make it as close to home for you as possible.
Another question that you had asked for us, do we have automatic or manual trucks? At this point, right now, we are in the process of transitioning between our manual trucks that are 10-speed into automatic trucks. Now, right now, we're about 50% of the way there. We can let you know that our team fleet is going to be specifically already transferred, and so it's going to be all automatic trucks for our team fleet. Now they're working on our tanker fleet as well. But we're hoping to be fully automated here shortly, and so we're transitioning. So they will eventually be all automatic trucks.
Absolutely. So I want to get to some other questions, William. Those were great questions. I bet you we'll answer some more as we go along here. So, for example, Zach Woodman, you had posted on our live feed that you are currently in school and that you should complete training with all of your endorsements around mid-August. That's awesome. That's coming up here soon. So what do you have available for new drivers? Typically for new drivers, we have many opportunities available. They can vary by area. But just to give you a general overview, we do have regional dry-van positions. We also have over-the-road positions. Now, regional, we have a couple different setups. You could either cover an area usually around 750 miles around your park location or home area, so that would keep you fairly close to home. We also have a new regional configuration where you would just travel into the central 24 states, which is everything in the Midwest, Southeast, and the Plains states. Over the road, we have opportunities for you to cover all the states east of the Rocky Mountain line and what we call the Eastern 37. We also do have over-the-road positions that cover all 48 states. So for those of you who are more adventurous and want to see the country, you're going to get paid to see the country in the over-the-road setup. Also for new drivers, we do typically have tanker positions available, both regional and over-the-road. A lot of times we have dedicated as well. Just to give you a quick insight, a dedicated account is one where you would work for a specific customer, and that's the only person you would haul freight for. So for example, we have dedicated accounts for Walmart, Family Dollar, Lowe's, places like that. So if you were a dedicated driver for one of those accounts, you would just haul freight for one of those accounts. And I think really that's mainly everything we have available for new drivers. But again, it does vary by area, so definitely something you would want to talk to your recruiter about. We do have, everyone's trained here to help you find the best option for you.
The best way to reach us is if you give us a call. Our number is going to be 1-800-44-PRIDE. That's going to get you in touch with the recruiters here at Schneider. They're going to go over the specific opportunities that we have for you out of your area. We do go by zip code. And one of the neat things that we've done on our job page is if you go to schneiderjobs.com, it allows you to filter through any of the positions. So if you search by your zip code, and then it gives you all sorts of options for filters. So what line of business that you want to haul for, how often that you want to be home, all those things that you can filter in and out, how much experience that you have to help you better pick and choose what's going to be available for you and the options in your area.
Absolutely. So I definitely encourage everyone, right after this, go online to schneiderjobs.com. As Kara was saying, it's really easy. You just click on our company drivers page, enter your zip code, and all the options and opportunities in your area will pop up for you. I think it's a good time for just a quick reintroduction. Again, my name is Lance. I work with new drivers and drivers who are going through their schooling experience.
And my name is Kara. I work with military drivers who are wanting to get their Class A and get out on the road and start driving.
All right, sounds great. So we have a couple more questions coming in, so we'll wait while we're going through those questions. So just some other things to think about here. So we're looking for a great fit for you driving-wise, but we also want to be sure that we're meeting your needs for your family and in terms of benefits and that kind of stuff. So here with Schneider, we do offer medical, dental, and vision benefits, as well as a 401k plan with company match. Those of you who are becoming brand new drivers just out of school, medical and vision benefits will start after you've been employed with us for 90 days. Dental benefits start after 6 months. And then the 401k plan, like I said, we do offer company match for that. So you are able to start contributing to your 401k right away. Schneider will match 50 cents of each dollar on your first 1 to 4% contribution of your pay. And we will match dollar for dollar on your 5th and 6% contribution of your pay. So those of you who are looking for good benefits and a retirement plan, we do offer that for you here with Schneider.
The one thing that Lance was talking about earlier, we just did a reconfiguration of our driving opportunities for our regional and our van truckload. One other thing that we've also done is we've had 4 pay increases since November of 2016. So if you've possibly reached out to us in the past and thought, no, maybe not so much for me, we have had those 4 pay increases since November of 2016. So a huge lot of increases happening there. Also sign-on bonuses all across the board with over 600 positions and opportunities available. So give us a call. Again, the number is 1-800-44-PRIDE, and we'd like to go over those opportunities with you.
Absolutely. So right now, for example, we have over 600 jobs available nationwide. And for those of you who might be living, in a more remote area, we do have opportunities for you as well. You don't have to live in a big city or a highly populous state to have driving opportunities here with Schneider. We recently started what we call a Jet Set program, where we will fly you to a location we need you, and then you will go out and haul freight for us for 3 weeks, and then we'll get you home for 5 straight days after that. So those of you who are thinking, you know, I don't mind being out on the road a long time, I just want to get home for quite a few days at a time once I'm done, that might be a great fit for you. Again, that's called the Jet Set program. We also have that available for team and solo drivers. So for those of you who have a team partner and you're thinking, man, we really want to travel together, maybe you husband and wife pairs, boyfriend, girlfriend, or brothers, husband, or sons, fathers, you name it, we can make it work for you. So those of you who are looking into teams, I should mention, we should mention, we have those opportunities available for you as well.
Going back to some questions here, it looks like Dennis has a good question. He's wondering how long it takes to get initial orientation to get that CDL on just on an average basis. So like I said earlier, your typical schooling to get your Class A CDL is going to be anywhere between 3 and 6 weeks in length if you go full time. Now, our orientation here at Schneider is about an 18 to 20 day orientation typically for our van truckload division. And again, while you're at that orientation, it is a paid orientation. We do cover your transportation to get to that orientation, and then we also have breakfast provided for you at the hotel. We've got lunch provided for you while you're at the training center. So a lot of benefits on going to that 18-day orientation.
Absolutely. And we should also mention we have a shuttle to and from the hotel, so you don't even have to worry about driving to the orientation site. We'll cover that for you. I just want to kind of take a backtrack a little bit to go back to the Jet Set program. I did mention those in more remote areas. That does include those of you who are in Hawaii and Alaska. So for those of you who maybe aren't living in the continental 48 United States, that's not a problem. We can find an opportunity for you in our Jet Set program as well. And we have those Jet Set programs typically throughout the United States too. So those of you who don't live in Alaska and Hawaii, no need to worry if that opportunity sounds like something you'd like to do. We have that available for you as well. So we're just kind of catching up on some questions here. We're just kind of looking to see everything that we're going through. A lot of people are tuning in, so thank you so much. This is going great. So keep commenting while we're just looking through some questions. Let's see here. So maybe we'll just talk about some of the equipment that we offer here, or that we have available here with Schneider. So the trucks that we use here, the brand of truck is specifically a Freightliner Cascadia. So Freightliner is a big truck manufacturer. We partner with them and they provide all of our trucks to us. The average age of our fleet is 2.5 years old. Now that is becoming, younger and younger all the time because we are switching over to an automatic or automated transmission fleet. So right now, as Kara mentioned earlier, we're about 50% manual 10-speed transmission, 50% automatic. We are transitioning to the automatic, so our fleet is getting younger as we speak. Now, in the truck, we do have a Qualcomm system. So the Qualcomm is a nice computer system that allows you to do electronic logging. And by the way, I should mention we do electronic logging here, but you are trained on both paper and electronic. We also have, in that Qualcomm system, a mapping system. It assigns your loads, and it allows your what's called driver business leader to communicate with you. So something we offer here with Schneider is that every one of our drivers has an assigned what we call DDL, or driver business leader. The driver business leader is your partner when you're out on the road. They help you with your freight assignments, with figuring out what the best way to transfer your loads, all of that kind of information. They are your point of contact, and they are here to represent and help you as you start your truck driving career. Especially those of you who are brand new to the industry, we don't expect you to know everything right away. That's why we have our orientation and training program, and we also have driver business leaders who work just with candidates who are just starting their truck driving career. We call them the 0 to 90 day DVLs that will help you, as you're learning the ropes for the industry.
So we're getting a lot of questions here, kind of just going back to the basics of initially starting off and getting your Class A CDL. So Lance had spoken a little bit about it earlier, but actually, if you don't have a CDL at all yet, there are a couple options for you to have. There are local schools in your area. Now, Schneider does not have their own school, but we've partnered with a couple schools, over 40 actually throughout the U.S., and what we've done is we've partnered with those schools to go ahead and train you at orientation. Now, they have to be offered in your area, so we want you to go ahead and give us a call to make sure that it's offered in your area. If it's not, there are local schools offered all over the country. Now, payment for that, you do either have to pay upfront for that, or you can get it through a lender. Now, we do offer tuition reimbursement. So we reimburse up to $7,000, and we just recently raised that number up to $7,000, and then that gets paid out to you at $200 a month. We will pay back that cost to you or to the lender, so you don't have to worry about getting that money and then paying back to your lender. we will go ahead and just pay directly to the lender for you.
I've seen a lot of questions too of, do you hire out of specific states? We do hire out of every state in the nation. So that does include Alaska and Hawaii. We also do have Canadian opportunities too. So we are an international company here with Schneider. So chances are, if you live in the United States or Canada, you have an opportunity here with us. Again, you just have to go on to schneiderjobs.com. Very easy, click on company drivers, punch in your zip code, and all the opportunities in your area will pop up. So we are, again, nationwide. That includes all four corners of the United States, from Washington to Maine, from California to Florida, Alaska, Hawaii, and Canada as well.
Now, we want to make sure that even if you don't have your Class A CDL, you can still definitely give us a call. Lance and I specifically work with people who don't even have their Class A CDL yet, and we want to get you in the door. So we want to help you, point you in the right direction to get you started at a school offered in your area. So feel free to give us a call, even if you don't have one. Again, our number is the 1-800-44-PRIDE. And we will go ahead and we will work with you, help you find a school out of your area, and get you started in getting the process of getting your Class A CDL. We won't just stop working with you at that point either. What we're going to do is we do stay in contact with you throughout your schooling process. We're going to reach out to you, making sure that everything's going well for you, answer any questions that you have along the way. So you're going to be assigned one recruiter at the beginning, and you're going to stick with that recruiter throughout the entire process until you're hired on here at Schneider.
And we'll just kind of mention more about that interview process. So in order for us to interview you and get this process started, we do just need you to fill out an application on schneiderjobs.com. Once you fill out an application, one of our very friendly screeners will reach out to you, go over your application, and set you up for an interview with someone such as Kara or myself. And as Kara mentioned, we're going to work with you throughout the entire process. That's our favorite part of our job. I work with people for months and months on end, and I follow them all the way throughout school. It's very gratifying to have someone who has started, didn't know a whole lot about the industry, just was getting to the truck driving career, had some nervous, call you a few months in after they've been here with Schneider, and they absolutely love it, and they're so thankful. And we'd love to do that for you. Kara and I take great pleasure in helping out everyone who comes to us. We want to help you find that career that works best for you, and we want you to drive orange. We love our big orange trucks here, and we want you to join our drive orange and join our pumpkin patch.
I do have to say that is one of my favorite things of working for Schneider is that you're not going to get bounced around from person to person. We do build relationships with the people that we work with, and we work for people for sometimes 4 to 5 months at a time. So it's an opportunity to build a relationship and really work with you and get you where you want to be.
We're also getting some questions about whether we rehire drivers. We absolutely do. Now, everything is evaluated on a case-by-case basis. So that is something where you just have to fill out an application, and we go through the process, our rehire process, to make sure that you're still a fit for us. And we, of course, want that to be the case. So we do absolutely rehire. So for those of you who used to drive for Schneider and are thinking of coming back, we'd love to have you back. We aren't who we are without our drivers, so we want all of you to join us here with Schneider.
Looks like a couple questions about our manual versus our automatic transmissions. Now, like I said earlier, we are in the process of transferring over from the manual 10-speed transmissions over to the automatic. So we're working on being a fully automated fleet. Now, some fleets do have a little bit more leeway than others. Right now, we're going about it fleet by fleet. So our team fleet is completely automated at this point. Tanker, majority of it is actually going to be automatic at this point. So you do have a little bit more opportunity of receiving an automatic truck from the get-go on those. The other ones, there's probably about a 50-50 chance of whether you're going to receive an automatic or a manual truck. One of the filters, as I was talking about earlier, when you go to schneiderjobs.com, is if the position accepts an automatic restriction only on your license. So if that's something that you have, that automatic restriction on your license, you can filter those positions to show up only the ones that accept the automatic only, so you won't even see the ones that will not accept it.
We're getting a couple of questions again about, what do we cover at orientation? So we do cover the cost of your hotel room at orientation. We do cover the cost of breakfast, lunch, and then your transportation to and from orientation. So we do cover those costs for you. So for those of you who are thinking cost may be a restriction to get to orientation, no need to worry. We do cover that cost, and we do have a paid orientation as well.
Another question about the trucks. Again, they are Freightliner Cascadias. On average, they're about 2.5 years old, but that number is getting younger and younger as we are going ahead and we are updating those into being automatic trucks.
And we're getting a lot of you who are asking about whether or not you meet our requirements and eligibility. That we take care of on a case-by-case basis. So we definitely want to be able to talk with you first. We're not going to close the door on anybody without talking to you first. So we want to be able to talk with you, see what may have happened in the past, and we just want to see what we can do to help you out with that. So definitely we want to talk to you. We just need you to apply. Again, the website is schneiderjobs.com, and the phone number that you can call is 1-800-44 and then PRIDE, which is spelled Pride.
It looks like Zach is going to be starting orientation with us on Monday. Congratulations, Zach. Best of luck to you while you're at orientation.
So we want to give a shout out too. We're going to plan on doing many of these future live chats in the future. So please just keep checking back on our live page. We're going to cover some different topics here in the future. We're still kind of thinking about everything. Possibly, talking about team drivers, other topics like that, maybe women in the industry. So just be sure to keep checking back on this page. We post multiple times a day about new opportunities, new events coming up, hiring events in your area. So please just continue to check back on this page that you have already found. And this will be the best way to keep in touch with us here with Schneider.
Another thing, a question that we have, asking if you do go out over the road on your own after you complete orientation. Now, it depends on the position that you're on, obviously. Some positions do have some additional training, a lot like those dedicated positions have additional training for that specific customer, but you do go out over the road with a training engineer while you're at our orientation. So once you have completed our orientation, we feel fully confident that you are ready to go out in a truck on your own. And so once that orientation is completed, you'll be on your own, working with your driver business leader or your DBL at that time and driving for Schneider.
And I just want to reemphasize that we do hire brand new drivers who are currently in school or just about to be out of school. For example, I'm on a team of 5 recruiters. We're called Future Hire Recruiters. We work with you throughout your entire schooling process. So for those of you who think we only hire experienced drivers, that is not the case. We hire both inexperienced and experienced drivers. So if you're new to the industry and you're currently in school, please fill out an application. You'd be put in contact with myself or one of my 4 other teammates. We'd love to help you out. Again, we work with you for the entirety of your schooling experience, and we're going to help you find the job that works best for you at the end of when you graduate and get that CDL license.
So again, let's see here. Looking at some questions that we've got.
And we're getting a lot of questions, which is definitely a good thing. So it's hard to determine the best ones. You guys have a ton of questions. We'll be sure, even after this event is over, we will be sure to answer those questions. So please continue to check on this page, and we'll be able to help answer as many questions for you as possible.
How old do you have to be a driver? That's actually going to be a DOT requirement. You do have to be at least 21 years old to be a driver. With a Class A CDL. So definitely want to meet that 21-year-old age requirement, but if you're older than 21, you're good to go.
And that doesn't mean that those of you who are only 19, 20 can't start thinking about it. I would definitely encourage you to start looking at schools in your area that might work well for you, because once you turn 21, we can take you the day after or the day that you turn 21. So there's no waiting period once you hit that 21-year age mark. So if you are coming close to being 21, will definitely take you. And then as Kara says, after that, there's no age limit for us. So you can definitely work with us. We have drivers who are of all ages. We have the drivers who have been with us for 20, 30 years, who have been driving, since they started right out of school 20, 30 years ago. So that is definitely something we will take you as long as you're at least 21 years of age.
We're going to answer just one last question here. It looks like Brian has a good question. He has a family, which I'm sure most of you do. You want to be home at a weekly basis. Our regional position is going to be a position that's going to be great for you. You're asking about what home time you're looking at that for position. Looks like most likely for that regional, if you stay within a 750-mile radius, you're going to get home, you're going to be out for 5 days at a time, and you're going to be home for 2 nights. So typically those home times fall over the weekend. So it allows you to spend time with your family, get home and see them, and then be out on the road starting again on Monday.
So unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today, but thank you so much to everyone who is tuning in. Please reach out to your classmates for those of you who are in school. All we need you to do, if you're interested in joining our team, especially after this discussion, we'd love to have you. Again, we just need you to fill out an application on schneiderjobs.com, and then you will get in touch with the recruiter. Otherwise, you can call our number at 1-800-44-PRIDE.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Have
you.
a great day.
Bye.